Everyone, thank you for joining us on KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Tom Sherry.
Hi everyone, I'm Regina On. Mark and Whitney are off tonight. Well, the Gonzaga men's basketball team returned back to Spokane today from the NCAA tournament.
As you know, the Zags lost in the championship game last night to Baylor University.
I am so happy to be here and be part of this and to get their autographs and just be part of the fun.
Here, I am so proud of them, win or lose. We love them so much.
I got Timmy, Kisper, and Anton.
Are those your favorite players?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. The outpouring of love and support for the Zags has been really awesome to watch, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, today our Brandon T. Jones was on Gonzaga's campus as the team returned from Indianapolis.
What a historic year we all just witnessed. I know personally for myself, when I think about the memories I formed over the course of this tournament, they're stories I'll share with my future children one day. And I think a lot of people in Spokane feel the exact same way, and you can tell just by how strong they came together as a community.
If there's anything I learned over this last month, it's that Spokane knows how to come together as a community. Gonzaga is not just a small school that represents the entire city, it's the heart and soul of what it means to be a proud Spokane resident.
The joy that they have created for not just Spokane, but the entire Zag Nation.
These guys have really shown us that, you know, this is the way you want to live your life. You want to play hard, you want to work hard.
Last year at this exact time, there were no sports, restaurants were shut down, and no one could have predicted how historical this season would be.
Go Zags! Get them threes!
Watch parties returned just in time for the tournament. Fans were finally able to gather again, and a return to the kennel is something to look forward to next season.
So I'm excited to be back and be there for it, front row seats.
The season has come to an end, but both the team and this city should hold their heads high. Maybe the third time around really is the charm.
They won with honor, they lost with honor.
We're all proud to be Zags and couldn't be more proud of the boys and what they have done.
Yeah, I really am all in on the Zag bandwagon. I'm excited to see what the future holds for them. I know next year they'll be right back here in this same position, and I believe they'll be able to finish the job. From Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
I agree with you, Brandon, on that. I'm sure a lot of us do as well. Okay, so now to weather, Tom. Still really nice out there at 6 o'clock, but you're saying that we could see some mild, cloudy weather for the rest of the week, right?
Yeah, and I think some strong wind gusts are on the way just in time for Wednesday and Thursday. Could see areas of blowing dust, especially in agricultural areas, especially down in south central Washington, portions of the Palouse. We'll look for a chance of rain on Saturday, and where it doesn't rain, we are going to get some strong gusty winds again, so we could see some blowing dust there too. Right now we're at 58 degrees. Wind is not really much of a factor, just out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. We should see increasing clouds though in the overnight hours, becoming partly cloudy and 37. Tomorrow 61 degrees. I think we're going to start off with some sunshine tomorrow morning, and then we'll see increasing clouds in the afternoon and even a chance of showers developing by tomorrow evening. When you take a look at the weekend weather, a chance of showers on Saturday, cooler, windy, chance of blowing dust also on Saturday, but should be mostly sunny, and average temperatures for this time of year, 55, the expected high on Sunday. I'll have your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
It's a beautiful building. Something needs to be done with it.
Well, it may seem like renovations to the old Mckinley School building is stagnant, but the developer says that is not the case. There is work being done behind the scenes on the historic Sprague Union District building. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley spoke with the developer and shares why it may seem like work on the project has come to a halt.
About 5 years ago, Interurban Development decided to breathe life back into Spokane's historic Mckinley School. Spokane native Rob Brewster is behind the plans to renovate the building into a mix of restaurants, apartments, and office space.
The way to make East Central and the Sprague Union District more successful is to bring in housing.
Brewster and his associate, Steve DeWalt, say the city of Spokane's water sewage project on Sprague put their plans on hold for about 2 years.
Had we started that project back when we thought we should start it, back after 12 months of the original CSO process, we would have been opening a building up to a giant mud pit and mound of dirt all across the front of it. So it made no sense.
Once the city completed the CSO tank project, the McKinley building faced yet another hurdle: rezoning. The site is currently zoned for light industrial. It needs to change so that interurban development can press on with turning the building into mixed-use housing and retail, as well as incorporate new apartment buildings.
Our goal is to provide a small component of the additional housing needs that the neighborhood needs and the city needs. I mean, our project alone is not going to solve the housing needs in Spokane.
Well, frankly, we'd rather see the rest of the portion of the neighborhood actually be rezoned as well so that other people can come in and build additional housing.
Making the zoning change for the site is the biggest holdup, which is why they went to Councilmember Betsy Wilkerson and Michael Cathcart for help.
They both really understand the need for bringing additional housing and the impact that it has, because housing provides security and safety and brings people, helps make these little businesses work.
The developers are anxious to complete the McKinley project. Once they clear the zoning hurdle, we'll see movement at the site again soon. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
When Governor Inslee announced the whole state would enter Phase 3, that came with some conditions. Namely, every 3 weeks, counties will undergo evaluations. If they pass, they can stay in Phase 3. If not, then they go back to Phase 2. Well, that first evaluation is coming up next Monday. So how are things looking for Spokane County? Our Casey Decker joins us now to break down the data. Casey.
Well, Tom, these evaluations, like you mentioned, are being done county by county. No more big regional approach. And we're back to only 2 metrics instead of 4. So what are those metrics and how are we faring here in Spokane? Well, the first is case rate. To stay in Phase 3, larger counties like ours need to have fewer than 200 new cases per 100,000 people over a 2-week span. Now, according to the Health District Spokane's number as of today, 191.9. Obviously, that's cutting it sort of close, but still good enough to stay in Phase 3. Now, the second metric is hospitalizations. We need to have fewer than 5 new hospitalizations from COVID per 100,000 people over a 1-week span. Now, we did some math and determined that Spokane County's current number as of today, 4.02. So not fantastic, but again, still passing with a little bit of comfort. Now, the health district also told us today they've gotten no indication from the state that Spokane is in serious danger of being booted back to Phase 2. So if we don't have any sort of huge surge over the next few days, we should be set to stay in Phase 3 for another 3 weeks. Still, those numbers are enough to make you nervous. Later tonight, I'll be doing some more math to try to figure out exactly how close we're cutting it. But regardless, if we want to stay in Phase 3, we have to make sure we keep wearing our masks, and for those eligible, getting the vaccine. Tom, Regina.
All right, Casey, thank you. Well, over on the west side, a 95-year-old woman is still waiting to get her vaccine. We have her story and why she has to wait so long for her shot. That's coming up.